All right, everybody, welcome into Pickaxe and Roll, brought to you by our good friends here at Mile High Sports and FanDuel. I'm your host, Ryan Blackburn, at NBA Blackburn on Twitter, part of the Mile High Sports Podcast Network, and I am here. I'm ready to discuss this Denver Nuggets win as we are live from number 38, brought to you by Volo Sports and the Vimos app. Very excited to be here in studio during a watch party as the Colorado Avalanche are currently going. I believe that they just started the second period, and we have an awesome contingent of Avs fans here. I know this is a weird time for a game. They're doing a triple header. I learned this a little bit earlier yesterday, that they're doing a triple header. It's on ESPN and ABC as the kind of kickoff for the season has begun, which is interesting because there's a major doubleheader that is happening tomorrow on NBC. And it does seem like there's a massive opportunity for both hockey and basketball over this weekend. While NFL isn't playing, NFL will play next week. There's a massive shift that is about to happen.
Whoa! What about the Pro Bowl?
Oh, my
Just kidding.
mistake.
I'm just kidding.
My
I'm just
mistake. I couldn't.
Shooter Sanders in the Pro Bowl.
It's wild, man. I will say I understand why it happened after somebody kind of laid it out. With all the AFC quarterback
So many
injuries,
yeah.
Just and like a lot of the other guys were like guys in the playoffs who were like, I don't want to go here. Like my season ended. I hate everything. Basically, is what they're thinking. So I understand it. But the sultry voice that you are hearing is one Danny Bailey producing from the booth. Danny, how are you doing on this fine afternoon?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here with you today, Ryan. We, like you said, we got a watch party for the Avs going on. It sounds like maybe they just scored again. We'll see. Yeah. But we're also here tomorrow night for the Nuggets and OKC, so that's going to be fun. And what a return for Joker last night.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, so much fun to watch.
Amazing stuff. By the way, can you get somebody to change that television? Because I can't, like I hear cheering from the other side. Holy cow, how do we not have the Colorado Avalanche on every TV right now?
I meant to do that before we started. Let me talk to somebody.
Amazing stuff. So we'll see if we could get, because I think I heard the Avalanche score again. There was some cheering that we just heard. So we'll see what happens. But amazing watch party. We've got giveaways. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. There's another watch party that is going on tomorrow night during that Nuggets Thunder game is happening. Oh my gosh, it is a big one. We're very excited for it. Although Jamal Murray, if you're listening to the post-game pressers last night, he's like, it's every other game. It's just fine. So Danny just ran by to get that TV changed. But holy cow, folks, what an opportunity for a win last night. It was so fun to be in the building. I was very happy, limping around because I've got a little bit of an ankle issue going on right now. But it was amazing to watch and to listen to the crowd and to see everything that was going on last night. The crowd was unbelievable. And just being there when everybody was so excited to watch Jokic come back was super cool. It was super, super cool, and was very excited to see the Nuggets shine in that situation. Danny's back. He's very excited. Cool. Now it was a fun game last night. The Denver Nuggets won 122-109 over the Los Angeles Clippers. You could tell that the Clippers were a little shook, Danny, that Jokic made his return. And it was because it was announced like at midday. I was actually live on the previous podcast during like it was 12:10, 12:15 or so when the news broke. And then I broke it to the audience. They didn't even notice. Everybody was very excited to be able to be there for that stretch. So really cool stuff. Danny, what was your initial reaction when Jokic was announced for return?
Well, I figured it would happen sometime along this homestand, right? So it was just a matter of time. And I think that, he came back exactly how I would expect him to come back. Like he never left. He looked the same. He was throwing behind the back dimes to Peyton Watson for an amazing dunk, things like that. So I was excited to have him back, but it was a little bit concerning just based on the way that things have gone with CB and AG right now. It seems like maybe they came back too soon, and I just hope that Jokic isn't trying to come back too soon. It didn't look like it, but you never know.
Yeah, like I thought that he was moving a little bit slower on the defensive end than he usually does, a little bit less lateral movement. There was a play that I really highlighted. I believe it might have been in the second quarter, might have been in the third quarter, but like basically Ivica Zubac set a screen and then got out of there. Jokic did a good job covering it the first time in sort of a blitzing at the level coverage against Harden, or no, it was against Kawhi. Then he swung it to Harden, and then Zubac ran to the baseline and then ran back all the way up. So Jokic had to go down the floor, then back up the floor. He did a lot of movement, and then he just couldn't get up the floor in time, and Harden hit a three in his face. And it wasn't even really in his face. Like Jokic was just down the floor too much. But outside of that, and outside of some like plays here or there where you're clearly conserving energy, you're clearly not trying to like move as fast as like a playoff level basketball. Like outside of that, I thought he was unbelievable just in the way that he set the tone for the Nuggets right from the get-go. The very first play that he made was 2 offensive rebounds in a row and getting a putback. And I don't remember if it was an and one or not. I think it was just a normal putback, but you could tell immediately that the Clippers were going to have no answer for him as long as he put pressure in the paint. And they like fouled him and gave him 17 free throws overall.
A lot of free throws.
A lot of free throws. I thought Denver got a great whistle last night overall. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but because Clippers fans are apoplectic about the way that the game went last night for a variety of reasons.
No, James Harden didn't get the foul calls.
I know. Like also Scott Hastings going at him as free throw merchant when Jokic had 17 free throws and Harden had 5. A little off base in the last game. I don't think that Jokic was like going free throw merchant either, because the Clippers were fouling him 90 feet away from the basket for some of these plays, and that like it's inexcusable. He should have had 10 or 12 free throws, and instead the Clippers unintentionally gave him 17. Like that was just stupid basketball from them. But like that's sometimes what Jokic does. Like you aren't fully used to what's going on, and it's just very clear. 31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists in less than 25 minutes. First player in NBA history to do that, by the way. Achieve those kinds of thresholds, those kinds of numbers in the fewest minutes that he possibly could play. And he was awesome, man. Just an unstoppable force. I believe, Danny, that he is now averaging around 42 points per game against the Clippers this season because he had like I think it's either 52 or 55 or something like that. I think it was 52 in the first matchup, and then he had 31 in the second. So doing the math there, I think I've got it right. But my God, man, what a monster. He's been unbelievable. Just what was the best play? Was it the behind the back pass to Watson? Was that the most fun play, the best play that he made last night to you?
I don't know if you can beat it. Yeah. Because it was just a reminder of, hey, this is what this guy brings to the court, no matter what. Every time down the floor, even if you're defending perfectly, if somebody hits a cut well, game over. He's going to find them. He's going to give them a clean pass. And it was nice because we've seen Peyton Watson thrive in his absence. And we've also seen Jokic coaching up Peyton Watson the whole time that he's been out.
Yeah.
So to see them now connect when Jokic comes back.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that one, I think.
I firmly agree. Also, shout out to Snowwolf. I met him last night at the game. A really nice dude. He always has been super supportive in our comments, and whether it's on Pickaxe or Locked On, just for me, always see you hanging around. One of the biggest Nuggets fans I know. So thank you so much for being a part of the community, man. Always makes a difference. And I shouted you out at the beginning of last pod. I don't remember. You may not have hopped in at that point, but it was super fun to be able to meet you and to just have a great time chatting Nuggets. So it was very, very cool. Man, I mean, everybody was so thrilled about Jokic. The initial push when he was announced like as a starting lineup. What was funny about that, Danny, you know that he is always announced first in the starting lineup, right? Always it's something that the Nuggets have done for a while. Like basically for the last 5 years or so, it has been Jokic being announced at the top and then Murray being announced last. They flipped it this time. They flipped it in this game. I thought that was very interesting. And also just a really cool moments where Kyle Speller built it up and for the entire arena basically spent like a full 30 seconds announcing Joker coming out to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Always happy to see Joker putting on for the culture.
That's his second favorite song behind Many Men.
Many
right?
Men. I mean Fitty and Kendrick, man. That's a man of the people right
I respect that. He goes both East and West Coast. He's not locked into one.
Yeah.
He respects both, which you got to.
All walks of life when it comes to the rap game. That's Nikola Jokic for sure. Just it's so funny. He's definitely having to be taught by both Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson. No, you don't say the full like, they are not like us. It is they not like us. That's they not like us, brother. So I made that joke last night.
Brother,
so,
I have 47.
Brother, I have 47 is fantastic. I'm getting a call from my friend who is clearly, I have been so busy that I need to, okay, I'm going to respond to this at some point during the break. But yeah, it's been amazing to watch Jokic. He was unbelievable last night, and the Clippers have no answer for him, and giving him 17 free throws is entirely indicative of the fact that they just could not stop him. We're trying to play physical defense, and fortunately for Denver, the foul was called pretty much every time he was fouled. There wasn't a bunch of times where he was frustrated at the refs, and he went 8 of 11 from the field as a result. The only 3 shots that he missed, one he tried to foul bait from about 20 feet away and on a running floater, didn't get that call. One of them was a missed open 3 that he probably could have hit, but ultimately didn't. And another was on that first sequence, the offensive rebound. And then he ultimately got his own miss and then put it back in. So, like, dude was on a mission last night and was absolutely unbelievable. It was so fun to be able to watch him. Danny, he is eligible for awards still. Eligible for MVP, eligible for All-NBA. He only has 1 game that he can miss going forward in order, like he's got a little bit of flexibility there if he wants to play the entire time. And I'm sure he wants to play the entire time. It's probably not smart to play him every single game going forward, basically, especially as the Nuggets have fully established. And I think we'll go on a run at some point and they'll make sure that they're a top 3 seed. Once they get to that point, I hope that he rests. But if you're a Nuggets fan, I totally understand that you want to, that you also just want to see him being honored in this way as one of the greatest players that we've ever seen and a very likely best player in the world, deserving MVP for this season, even if he misses 16 games or whatever.
I mean, the man just came back and he had what, 32, 11, 5 here. Yep. And now we're saying, oh, just because he only played so many games, he can't be the MVP. He's obviously the MVP. And I don't know if I don't know if they'll change the rule or anything, but people will know, just like people know that the year that Joel Embiid got MVP, he probably wasn't really the most valuable player in the league, but it was quote unquote his turn.
Yeah.
Which I get, but you know whose turn it is this year? It's Jokic's turn.
Yeah.
And he finally has an all-star teammate. Hopefully, right? We don't know for sure yet.
It's going to happen. Jamal Murray's been
Jamal's going to be an all-star.
Unbelievable. And
he deserves it.
Yeah.
Because he was what? He was top 10 in the MVP ladder.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Last time we did the show, he's been balling out.
You know what's funny? Like, Jamal is currently 7th or 9th, I think, in total points, and then 7th in total assists at this point.
No, he's top 10 in both?
Top 10 in both.
Holy.
So, like, I mean, he has been completely unbelievable. And, no, it has been nice to see, and he clearly is going to make an all-star. I think it's going to be announced right before I think it's going to be announced right before the game tomorrow on NBC. It's going to be great, and I think that's going to be an awesome moment. So Jamal is very ready for that. Last night's game was a great example, I think, of what Jamal's role is going to be when this team is playing. Like, I don't think he's going to be, like, he can score 30 plus on a pretty consistent basis, but I think what it's honestly going to be is, like, he's going to more of a traditional facilitating point guard role, who's going to find ways to score points. But when the opposing team is doubling him and blitzing him the way that the Clippers were last night, he's going to consistently score. And then, but really, it's about setting the table for other people and making the right play. And the cool thing about it was Jamal never forced anything last night. He just let the game come to him and did exactly what the game offered. And I think made really smart plays as a result. So just great stuff from Jamal Murray. My colleague over at Locked On, Matt Moore, he keeps comparing him to Chris Paul and Tony Parker and some of the types of plays that those guys make in order to make other people better around them, where he could score a lot, but just seeing the floor consistently and making the right play has made Jokic better during the stretch. It's made Peyton Watson better. And it's just a lot of fun to be able to watch him not just become a great scorer, but become a great player too, Danny.
Yeah, I like the Chris Paul comparison, but Chris Paul can't attack the rack like Jamal does.
Or shoot pull-up threes the way Jamal does.
No, Jamal has been amazing this year. It's been a joy to watch. I'm excited for it. I have a question for you, Ryan.
Yeah, what's up?
What was going on with so Jokic, Murray, and I believe Spencer Jones, they all had the left leg sleeve going. What was up with that?
I wonder if they were matching Jokic in solidarity, which is kind of funny to think about. No, I think what's actually going on, Spencer Jones has been dealing with some stuff behind the scenes that hasn't really showed up on the injury report, but he's playing the first heavy minutes that he's ever.
It's all
ever
functional,
played.
Is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and then obviously Jokic's left knee was the one that's coming back from the bone bruise, so they wanted to give him some extra compression and stability for that leg. But it was weird seeing him in the leg sleeve. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a little funny.
And for Murray, I'm sure that it was injury related and they wanted to do something specifically for protection for him. But honestly, I wouldn't put it past him to be like, you know what, gonna match my guy.
This is my guy.
This is my guy. We're gonna take care of him. It's so funny. So no, it's been good, and I'm just very happy for the group and them figuring some stuff out on the fly. Jokic has been awesome. Men in Tights is so funny. That's love a good Robin Hood Men in Tights reference. That's one of my favorite parody movies of all time.
Iconic film.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to rewatch that at some point. Maybe I'll pull the rewatchables it's not like I do enough content, Danny. So I could do some video game streaming and also some movie rewatchable content. And
yeah, why not? Show. There's 24 hours in a day. Use every one of them.
Yeah, can always do more. Always feel like there's plenty of time. So who knows? Maybe I need to be in front of the camera more. That's funny.
What do you think about this comment here? I like Jamal Star, obviously.
Yeah.
Jamanimal
is hilarious. That's
I haven't heard that one before.
He grabbed a really impressive rebound, defensive rebound. But I mean, obviously, he can't do everything, and he used to be a better rebounding guard than he is right now. He has had to focus so much of his energy and so much of his willpower and efforts on just running the offense and making sure everything's been afloat. But big guard was just one of the things that he likes to say about himself from a post-up standpoint, from a rebounding standpoint, as a point guard who is 6'5" and physical, and he has good rebounding tendencies when he's available to do it. So I'll be very curious to see how that continues to go. Maple Mamba, that's amazing.
Maple Mamba, I love that.
Oh my gosh. No Wolf asks Jamal, or Ryan, can you get my Jamal rookie card signed for me? I don't know if I have enough pull with Jamal to do that anymore. It would be cool if I could. I could try, but there's very little I could promise.
I think compared to a lot of media members, you got a pretty solid relationship with Jamal.
Did you hear our back and forth last night that Rachel
last
posted?
night? I did not.
No, it was, and so we could talk about
it in the show.
No, it's okay. But it was actually, honestly,
shout out Rachel.
If you want to download it, then you can. It's on Rachel's feed. I think I retweeted it too. But basically, it was me asking Jamal at what point do you circle the OKC matchup when you guys found out that you'd be playing them on first matchup was February 1st, which is so late for a first game against a divisional opponent. Think about when Denver played.
That doesn't even make sense.
I know. Well, it does.
It does. The first time they played OKC. It doesn't even seem
because they
Having
wanted
the
to save
Spurs-
all of these matchups for after football.
Having the Spurs played
Yeah.
OKC like 4 times already
I
and beat them every time.
I don't think they were worried about the Spurs matching up with them in a playoff matchup. That's for sure. I think everybody was thinking, yeah, this is probably a play-in team. It's probably like they're gonna make a slow progression, and now the Spurs are the 2 seed, of course. So very reminiscent of the Rockets the previous season when they just kind of jumped into that. So we'll see what happens with them. But no, it's been a great time. The game last night was awesome. Denver at various points, they let go of the rope a little bit in the third quarter. They were up, I think, pretty close to double digits. And then the Clippers, I'm sorry, I forgot their name for a second. Clippers ultimately took a lead. And then Denver pushed it back up. And we'll talk about it, why that happened, I think, on the other side, because Tim Hardaway Jr. was a massive part of that. I want to give him credit. Peyton Watson, of course, has had a really good game. Want to give him credit. And we'll talk about what happened there on the other side. So when we come back, we'll do a little bit more on Nuggets Clippers, and then we will preview Sunday's game against the Los Angeles Clippers that Jamal Murray clearly does not care about. We'll be right back here on Pickaxe and Roll.
This podcast is brought to you by Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone feel vulnerable. Data brokers, they profit off of your data. It's a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, and harassment. Have you ever been the victim of identity theft, harassment, doxing? If you haven't, you probably know someone who has. Delete Me can help. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to deleteme.com/hit and use promo code HIT at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/HIT and enter code HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/HIT, code HIT.
All right, folks, we are back. Pickaxe and Roll, Ryan Blackburn here. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would really, really appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about what's happened for the third quarter last night and then into the fourth quarter. The Nuggets were struggling. They were struggling. Actually, before we get into that, let's just talk a little bit more about the watch party, actually. Danny, it's been fun. Got to meet some Avs fans earlier today. Going around. I'm very excited for when the show ends. I'm going to go order some food, sit with some folks, and talk about the Avs and have a great time. Just relax a little bit. It's going to be great. I'm going to just very much enjoy number 38 and all it has to offer. The Avs have been fantastic. They're currently up 3-0 on Detroit. Sorry, that's a football thing. 3-0 on Detroit, and this was a big matchup. So both teams have 14 shots on goal, and the Avalanche have 3 goals because they are monsters. None of those, I'm sure, have been on the power play. That's for sure. But no, it's been great. Been great to watch them. And if you are interested in checking out another watch party, why not go to the biggest game of the year against the for the Denver Nuggets against the Oklahoma City Thunder tomorrow? We're doing another watch party back to back. The Broncos watch party last night was unbelievable as well. And so I think everybody's getting very excited about the Nuggets. There's a big pivot happening, Danny, from the city. Everybody's kind of grieving about what happened with the Broncos. They're going to take a week, I got to imagine, but this is the first opportunity to really turn the page and to really put the fan base and the city into position to get fully behind the Avalanche and the Nuggets.
There was a moment, Ryan, where it kind of seemed like maybe we were going to have 3 parades in Denver.
I know. How cool would that have been?
And I think the Broncos were ahead of schedule. Were ahead of schedule, but that doesn't mean that we have to turn down our expectations for the Nuggets and the Avalanche. The Avalanche are incredible. They've been in a little bit of a rocky spot.
Yeah.
But they're still leading the whole NHL.
By a lot, too.
By a lot. So even though they've lost some games lately, they're still leading the NHL. Avs are amazing. Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Blackwood, and Wedgwood.
Marty Necas has been
Marty
great.
Necas,
Brock Nelson's come on really strong.
They just signed a new deal with Sam Malinsky.
Okay.
And so we're gonna have some Olympic hockey coming up. which some of the Avalanche are representing.
Yeah.
Most of them not representing America.
Such an interesting concept. And
That's
so
the way
we'll
it
probably do
is.
some watch parties and some,
Yeah.
some content for
I'm
that
gonna,
as
like,
well.
root for Canada
Yeah.
for some reason, but I'll do it.
But yeah, watch
party's
been good.
We got watch parties tomorrow night. It's gonna be fun because everybody hates the Thunder, right? Everybody in Denver, at least. And I don't like a lot of cities. Whenever they play Denver, there is a strong opposing team contingent, either at Ball Arena or at the bars, whatever. Denver's a transplant city. It is how it is. I think it's going to be different against the Thunder.
Yeah,
because people don't like the Thunder. Also, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, what more do you need to say? Those three names say it all.
Yeah, I mean, Lou Dort is the guy that I think people hate them. They probably hate Shea the most, but like it's Lou Dort and Alex Caruso who they're like frustrated with because of what they get away with.
I like those guys.
I
those are the kind of guys that like you want. I want those guys on my team, but I don't want to play against them.
You respect the grind. You do not respect the grind from Draymond Green, but he's a completely different kind of grinder.
Until Alex Caruso punches a teammate in the face, he's not in the same conversation as Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's a low bar, but I'll take it. Okay, so
somebody asked Jordan Poole about that. Did you see that?
It was a child.
It was a kid.
It was a child. Yeah, I did see.
It was like, that was a tough day.
That was a tough day. Is crazy. It's amazing. So, shout out to Jordan Poole. That was
shout out Jordan Poole.
No, I think that so everybody come out to the watch party, have a great time. Number 38's the place to be. You'll be able to meet some awesome Nuggets folks here for Mile High Sports, and we're just very excited to put on.
From Denver Stiffs. Him and Sean Drotar are doing the pregame.
Yep.
So it'll be them doing the pregame. We're gonna give out some shirts. Probably some of these.
Yeah. I mean, everybody keeps asking me like, "Hey,
so
where'd you get that print?" Well, you could get one yourself. Get one yourself.
If you want it, you got to come to 38. That's where they're at.
Oh my gosh! And make sure, hey, sponsored by Volo Sports and the Vimos app. Just want to make that clear. That's where we are at, and just love to collaborate with those guys too. So everybody, thank you so much. Okay, it's going to be very interesting. We'll get into that game in just a little bit. I just want to spend another 5 to 10 minutes on the Clippers game. Tim Hardaway Jr. was huge. There was a stretch during the third quarter where the Nuggets let go of the lead. They let go of the rope. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. came in and at the end of the third quarter or towards the end, hit 3 3-pointers basically in a row. And it was just a massive, massive swing for the Nuggets because the Clippers were bricking. Like Chris Dunn was bricking for them. James Harden missed a couple shots at that point, and it was just really nice. Hey, we got another Avs goal. Like, you guys are missing out. Come on now. It's been great.
4-0.
My gosh. They're rolling now.
What rivalry?
Yeah, not anymore. Holy cow. Although I do always appreciate when they demolish the Red Wings because, I mean, that was the rivalry from the mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, especially in Detroit. Make those fans eat it.
God. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been good. And so last night, the Clippers were on a run. Tim Hardaway flipped the momentum entirely. He did go out in the fourth quarter. We'll talk about that in just a bit. The final play of the third quarter, Denver forced a miss, and then Jamal Murray hit a running 3-pointer right at the buzzer. And then Denver, I think, went up double digits at that point. So like, they were down, but then immediately pushing that lead back up to double digits, I think, broke the Clippers. Denver did a great, they controlled the game after that. The Clippers made a small little run, but then, hey, shockingly, Jokic comes back in, Peyton Watson comes back in, the Denver Nuggets figure some stuff out, and they just stabilized like crazy. So it's going to be, like, it was a great game, and I truly think, and I truly value what Tim Hardaway Jr. did, what Peyton Watson did throughout that game. He blended his skill set really well around what Jokic and Murray were trying to do. The pecking order was very clearly established, by the way. It was everybody trying to feed Jokic, everybody trying to get him back involved. Murray was the one that was the primary initiator in those situations. And then Peyton Watson was the tertiary. He was somebody who could create. He could be a second side creator for sure, but he was also involved in the split action in ways that Aaron Gordon would usually be involved. I wonder what happens when Aaron Gordon comes back, when everybody's got some different stuff. But Spencer Jones was in the corner. You had Jalen Pickett or other shooting guard approximate players in the other corner. And so Denver was running horns a lot and just like very comfortable with what they were trying to accomplish there. And it was just like a lot of fun to watch them and figure stuff out, navigate. So really good stuff. And I think Denver just, they look great, man. They look great.
We talked about it last week. This time without Jokic, obviously it's a different team, but it's still been so fun to watch them. And so guys like Tim Hardaway, guys like Peyton Watson. Also, honestly, I want to get your opinion on Julian Strawther last night, because he didn't just play in the garbage time minutes like Hunter.
No, he was a part of it.
He had some minutes, and I'm curious what his role is going to be going forward, or if maybe he's a little bit of trade bait for.
It's an interesting take. I mean, you would think they would try to play Zeke Naji in that situation and try to figure it out, but no, Zeke went to the bench, and they decided to keep going with Julian, and what they ultimately did last night was staggered one of the power forwards as a result. And so here's the rotation for those that may have missed it. I just uploaded it into StreamYard here. It was a pretty simple situation for Denver. It's a little small. Sorry for those that are craning their necks like Danny is trying to figure it out. But Julian basically played about 16 minutes. He played 12 in the first half, and it was all kind of as a small forward next to Tim Hardaway and Bruce Brown and Jamal Murray when he came back in and things like that. So Denver made it work, and they look pretty good. And Julian, I honestly thought Julian looked pretty solid. There was nothing that he did last night that I thought was bad. His plus minus doesn't necessarily reflect it, but I don't think it was on him. I think it was more just the situation around him. But I really liked what I saw from Denver's rotation. Bruce Brown had some great minutes. Spencer Jones hustling up a storm. It was really good to see. Just had a lot of fun watching it, man. It was just nice to check in on what Denver was trying to accomplish, and like they set out to do exactly what they did last night, and like that's exciting for a team that trying to figure it out. Like you've undergone so many changes from an injury perspective that like it would be perfectly reasonable if you faltered, if you like were a little bit rusty, if Jokic was a little bit rusty, but him playing the way that he played, other guys kind of filling in the gaps around him and just playing hard. That was one thing that I really like. Actually, the main take that I want to give there is that Denver has two big centers back now, and they controlled the glass, but the smalls still played like they were not having bigs out there. It was great from the effort perspective, and Denver gave such a great effort against the team that, again, the Clippers 16-3 over the course of their last 19. Yeah. I mean, they had hottest like turned around their season, man. So like this was a tough game, and Denver made it look pretty easy.
Looking at that roster, I mean, when you see those guys on the court, it's shocking that they started the season as poorly as they did. Obviously, they played some of that without Kawhi, but when you see them healthy and together, I've always loved John Collins. I've grown to appreciate Ivica Zubac.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like they're just the Clippers. They're always going to be second fiddle in their own city.
Yeah, I mean,
and when you're tough, that kind of team, like I don't care how big you build that wall, Steve Ballmer, nobody cares. Like we're coming in, walk in your trap, take over your trap, like Kirk Cousins said. You know?
This trash talk falls on deaf ears for me because, like, if you're the Nuggets, you've been second fiddle to the Lakers as well during like much of your
they're in a
franchise
different
history.
city. They're in a different city.
I understand that.
We own Denver,
but I sympathize with the Clippers fans for that reason. Like I now, to be fair, they were whining babies last night for the way that the Tim Hardaway Jr. play was called.
Only time I like the Clippers is Lob City.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was just so wild the way that they were talking about it. Like there was a play last night, and like this is the final thing I'll say about the game. Denver got a really great whistle last night. Such a great whistle that the refs decided on a missed three where Tim Hardaway Jr. fell. He hurt his ankle. He's going to be okay, by the way. He might miss the Thunder game, but it sounded like it was going to be a pretty minor ankle sprain, if anything. But it felt like it was a very weird call, first and foremost, because there was a dead ball. There wasn't a foul that was called initially, but then David Adelman got them to review for reckless closeout as a flagrant, because I mean, Tim Hardaway rolled his ankle on somebody else's foot when he came down on as a shooter. So it was pretty clearly something that they, I guess, could review. Like that, the review wasn't the issue. When they retroactively called a shooting foul and not like a flagrant foul in that situation, I was just shocked. I was very surprised. And like, they didn't even have to use a challenge in order to do that. It was very weird. And I think it was like challenge approximate, but clearly the flagrant was allowing them to trigger a review. And then they added a call. The Clippers fans were apoplectic last night. They were so frustrated about the entire situation. So I sympathize with them on that. Like, it was like, if the Nuggets had that happen to them, I would be apoplectic too. But the Clippers fans then use that as an excuse for why they lost the game and why the momentum flipped and things like that. I'm like, shut up. Like this, what are you
not like it was a 1-point game.
Jokic had just come back in. It was a 3-point game, which is why they were annoyed. But like,
well, I just mean at the end.
Oh yeah, 100%. So like
it could have been closer if they had wanted it to be closer. But Kawhi and James aren't that good anymore. Like you said, they're old.
Well, you don't think that Jokic was going to push back up the league? He was so good. Like, they were so good in like when he was out there. Like,
Exactly.
I don't think there was a big deal. But
he came out.
Yeah.
If he had stayed in, nails in the coffin.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the final thing I wanted to say. Overall, great win for the Nuggets. By the way, Danny, Charlotte just beat the Spurs. They just beat the Spurs 111-106. Wemby was okay. They had a whole bunch of guys that were kind of in the 11 to 16 point range. They had like Dylan Harper off the bench was very good for the San Antonio Spurs. But ultimately, like, the Hornets are just killing teams right now. They've been unbelievable when they've been healthy, and it has felt like I think this moves Denver into second place. I think, like, truly, tomorrow is going to be a 1 versus 2 matchup in the Western Conference on national TV, in a massive game between the first and second MVP candidates. It's just, holy cow! This is a huge.
I mean, that's what
deal.
I'm seeing on ESPN.
Man,
is Denver Nuggets number 2, 33-16.
So
Spurs 32-16. Honestly, to do what they've done without Jokic, to continue to climb, to continue to maintain, and be just like, they are this team now.
Yeah.
And even without Jokic, like, we know what they are with Jokic, but without Jokic, for them to be able to win games like this, for them to be able to go on a nice big long East Coast road trip and win some games, for them to have Detroit come into town. Detroit, one of the best teams in the league somehow this year. And were it not for a couple of missed free throws by Jamal Murray, they win that game.
Yeah. Like, Denver's in a great place.
They've been balling.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens now that Jokic is back. Obviously, wish AG wasn't out as long as he is. You said CB's coming back soon. That'll be exciting.
I think that there's a possibility that he plays tomorrow. Like, there's a possibility that it happens, but I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what it's going to impact. But if Tim Hardaway doesn't play, then at least having Christian Brown back in that place might not be the worst thing in the world. So,
or maybe you get some more minutes for Julian Strawther.
Hey, I mean, need a shooter. Need somebody else who can step up as a shooter.
You got to have somebody to
play. So it's going to be fascinating. I would love to see what Tim can do against this OKC team, because they're such a disciplined defense that they're probably not going to let him get open as much. But like, clearly he doesn't need to get open in order to make some of these shots.
Doesn't need a lot of separation.
Unbelievable, man. So I've been very happy to see. But now this game tomorrow is going to be insane. I hope that Nuggets fans come to number 38 for it and just enjoy it with the people. Would it surprise me if Denver lost? No. Obviously, this is the OKC Thunder. They are incredible. They are in first place for a reason, and it does feel to me like Denver, like, again, they're going to have to kick off some rust with Jokic. It's clear he's not all the way back. He's still going to be under minutes restriction. I would not expect him to crack 30 minutes tomorrow, and then Jonas Valanciunas is going to play in those other minutes, and I'm very curious to see how OKC decides to attack both of those guys. They're going to try to space the floor. They're going to try to play small at some points. They do not have Isaiah Hartenstein, so that's a big loss for them from a situational perspective of, hey, we're going to have to play big Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, and that's really all the bigs. So they're going to be undersized, but it'll be very fascinating. Like if Jokic is out there, like Chet's going to try to pick and pop. He's going to try to be very mobile, and like Denver may need to have some other guys guard. It'll be the main lineup that I think that they'll go to Denver from the starting group. Spencer Jones will guard. He'll guard Chet Holmgren. Jokic will guard big Jalen Williams, and Peyton Watson will guard Shea. And it's a great matchup for Denver. I think that's a really good situation for them to be in if that's the case. But the moment OKC goes small is when Denver's going to have to figure out how they're going to play Jokic, how they're going to maneuver that matchup in a way that's favorable for them. So Jokic has to keep putting pressure on them on the other end, has to avoid mistakes, has to avoid turnovers, offensive fouls, things like that. It wouldn't surprise me if Jokic got into foul trouble once again. And I'm very curious to see what happens when Valanciunas has to come in. Can he do a lot of the same things? Can he be patient? Can he be physical? Can he be efficient? Like, it's going to be very interesting from that regard. Danny, knowing that the Nuggets are going to play the Thunder, it's one of the biggest matchups. What's something that you are watching for? What's something that you think that really piques your interest in the way that this matchup's going to go?
I'm definitely curious about the way they're going to defend, because we've seen them a lot of times this year kind of have breakdowns, especially in those clutch minutes late.
Yeah.
Where they've kind of given up a couple games that they could have won.
Yeah.
And this is a team where, sure, you can get out to a 15, 20-point lead. Doesn't matter. They're going to close that gap pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the defense in the clutch, in the fourth quarter. Are they going to be able to put them away if they can get a lead? Obviously, if they don't get a lead, it's kind of a moot point. It's a little bit different. But I think they will have a lead. And my concern is they might give it up.
Yeah.
Because they've been known to do that.
Certainly hope so. We'll have to find out. I don't know. Sean was just outside of the studio, so maybe check in on what he wants, if anything. No, it's going to be fascinating to see. Like he was out there. Danny's now checking for him. So we've got some Av stuff that is also happening. They're about to go to a intermission break, so I'm sure that there might be some stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah,
it's okay.
I only have two eyes.
Yeah, yep. I feel you. So look, we'll see what happens, but I'm very curious to see what goes on tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to this matchup, Danny. There's currently no odds up on FanDuel right now. No odds for him and no odds for this game tomorrow. If I had,
because we don't have the full injury report.
Yeah, so I would still predict that OKC is the favorite. I would guess OKC. Like, I think
probably 4 or 5 points.
No, not that high. I think it's more
you
of like
even less.
Yeah. I think I think the bookkeepers learned their lesson with the Clippers only up plus or minus 1.5 last night against Denver, and then Denver winning by double digits because they just looked really good, and Jokic looked great. I think they probably looked a little bit better than they expected, and Denver still carried the day. So I would guess that it's like OKC minus 2.5, and that gives them a whole bunch of credit as a team that's a little bit healthier, not much healthier, because they're still missing Jalen Williams, still missing Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't know if Alex Caruso is going to play or not. But they still have a whole bunch of absences too, which OKC fans have been very quick to mention. Anytime that the Nuggets fans complain about injuries, they're like, "But our guys are hurt too." Like it's
How many are your starters? OKC. How many are your starters?
The answer is 2.
It's been 4 for the Nuggets for months.
Yeah, for literally a month. It's been crazy. So, no, we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, it's just not comparable from that perspective. But no, I obviously have sympathy for any team that has to deal with injuries, but right now every team has to deal with injuries. So Denver's managed it. They figured it out. And now the matchup that's upcoming is going to be awesome. So again, I don't expect Tim Hardaway to play. I don't want to put the cart before the horse with Christian Brown. Like, he might try to play, or he might think he's ready and then decide, okay, tomorrow rolls around and he just doesn't feel right. And so they decide to hold him out. But I do think that there's a possibility he comes back. Cam Johnson, I do not think will be back until next week. I'd be surprised, but I do think he comes back before the before the All-Star break happens. So there will be some time that he gets out there, and then will be interesting to see what Denver can do. But they've got the talent, they've got the guys to match up, and I think they have a matchup advantage with their size and their physicality in order to make OKC a little bit uncomfortable when they are going to the paint and when they're trying to space the floor, because OKC's not shooting the ball as well this year as they usually do. And that would be Denver's weakness, because they've been giving up some open threes lately, especially with the two bigs back. But if OKC's not going to make them pay, it'll be a little bit different. So we'll see what ultimately happens with it. Danny, any predictions on what's going to happen tomorrow?
I don't think I have predictions.
Yeah.
I would predict that if you come here to number 38 tomorrow for the Nuggets game, you will be able to find me, and there's a good chance I'll give you a t-shirt because I'll probably be feeling generous.
Let's go.
Other than that, for the game, I think it's the Jamal game. I think he's going big. I think he's going to ball out. He's going to put everybody on notice. Hey, I know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an MVP candidate. He's like,
he's an MVP candidate.
Like, I'm the Maple Mamba. I'm the real Canadian here.
Oh my god!
You all can,
let's go.
Let's
go.
So that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say my bold prediction: Jamal Murray game tomorrow, 40 plus probably. He's gonna ball out. I can't wait to see Jokic again. Hopefully, him and Jamal and Spencer are wearing the matching leg sleeves again because it worked last night. So I say keep it going with the matching leg sleeves.
Men in tights, baby. You gotta love it. The last time OKC played was on Thursday. They lost to Minnesota. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, which is very rare. The first 2 that they lost were very close. Like Toronto was a tough loss, but they lost to Indiana too, which was a weird one.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes is balling out right now.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes has been great. The Indiana loss was odd. I'll say that, but they're going to be obviously pretty motivated to try to match up with the Nuggets and what they are able to do. So they've got a tough schedule coming up, and I think they're going to want to try to turn the page on what was a pretty shaky January for them, where they were off of the Golden State Warriors' historic pace. So they're going to try to get back on the straight and narrow if they can. But no, it's going to be fascinating, man. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think that, I'm the no jinx guy. So I'm going to say the Nuggets lose. I'm going to say that they ultimately, they'll have some struggles tomorrow. I think Shai's going to go for a pretty big number, if I'm being honest. Whether that is okay for Denver, they have to make sure that both Shai, if Shai goes off, that's fine, but you cannot also give up a whole bunch of high percentage threes to the rest of the guys. And so Denver's offense is good enough that they can keep putting pressure on OKC regardless. But Lou Dort's going to be very physical with Jamal Murray. I'll say that. He's going to have to figure out what they're going to do, but it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. The first big matchup of the season for me, Danny, I think is this one.
It is, and it's just in the nick of time. We got February here finally feels like winter in Denver. We got some snow, we got some cold weather. Do you think so? You were talking about how the Nuggets got a favorable whistle last night.
Yeah.
Favorable whistle tomorrow night or no?
I think it's going to be pretty balanced. I don't know what the ref crew is going to look like. If it's Mark Davis, then Denver.
We don't know the crew.
If it's Mark Davis, then Denver's not getting a favorable whistle. Let me tell you, he's going to let Lou Dort commit murder out there. It's going to be crazy. But no, if it's pretty balanced, let's say it's Scott Foster, for example, like he likes to call fouls. Like he loves to be able to tell the world that he called a foul. So I think that it depends on the crew. It depends on what that's ultimately going to look like. But I'm very excited. This is going to be a massive opportunity. And parting thoughts from FanDuel here. There are only 2 teams in the entire NBA that have better odds than plus 1,400 to win the NBA title. The OKC Thunder at plus 105. They're nearly even money at this point. And the Denver Nuggets at plus 600. Their odds have shrunk. Like they are getting closer and closer and closer to the OKC Thunder. I think everybody and their mother is currently seeing that those are the 2 teams that the NBA runs through. The matchup, if they do end up matching up in the playoffs, is going to be unbelievable. But everybody feels this tension between these 2 teams. I feel the tension between these 2 teams. They haven't played yet. They will play 4 times in the next 40 games or so. My God, is it going to be fun? I'm so looking forward to it.
You said they're plus 650?
Plus 600.
600. I got them at plus 850 June 10th.
You could get them at plus 1,000 at various points like earlier this season.
It's crazy. And you know what? I could cash out and make a profit right now, but I'm not going to do it because I ain't no.
Yeah.
I ain't no.
Wussy?
I ain't no bitch.
Oh, man. This guy here, I'm going to have to change the rating on this podcast. It's crazy. Okay, everybody.
No, you're allowed one. It's one slip.
Yeah, my producer took it. Great. Sick. All right, that is going to do it for this episode of Pickaxe and Roll, everybody. Brought to you by our good friends here at number 38. Brought to you by Volo Sports and the VMOS app. Make sure to check it out here. Come to the watch party. Have a great time. We're having a great time here already. Always love being here with our folks at number 38. Also brought to you by FanDuel and Mile High Sports. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out. No show tomorrow. Going to wait until after that big game. I will talk to you guys next on Monday. See ya.